Jake Rayson. I am a forest gardener and a forest garden designer, and this is the ongoing live stream about the job I'm working on at the moment, the Clifftop Garden. So I just thought I'd give you a quick update. Yesterday I was working on getting the plants in, and it's a tricky spot in some respects. You can't really see it. I need to get some photographs of it on here, but it's this area in the centre that's at one level, and then it's got a bank which runs up behind it. So the plan is to get a decent, quick growing screening windbreak. And trouble with evergreen is that they're slow growing, generally more slower growing. So there's not that much space to play around with these either, so they're 2.5 meters wide. So I think I mentioned this yesterday. I'm looking at using Bowles willow, which is a very upright, very fast growing, very upright willow, and it's non-competitive. So the roots are apparently it's a Viminalis cross, so the roots aren't very they don't pose a threat to foundations. So I'm going to be using that, but then make it a thick hedge too, so that there is kind of screening during the winter. So it's like a good double hedge, but kind of placing specimen trees in and specimen shrubs, as well as having the hedge itself. So it's kind of a mixture of both. So everything's a bit kind of crammed in, but it could work. I'm going to go down in a minute and measure up. So it is pretty cool. So I've got red dogwood, and I wanted to get a European Barbary in. Now the trouble with Barbary is, the advantage of what they are is they're very, very thorny. They've got these needle-like thorns on them. The native European Barbary, Berberis vulgaris, is lovely. It's actually a lovely plant. I really like it. And I've used it a few times, and we've got a couple here which are not, I don't think have been planted, but they have a beautiful perfume, yellow flowers, and a lovely perfume in the spring. And they're great wildlife plants as well. So I wanted to get one in. So what I've done with the lawn, I wasn't happy with the lawn space. I'm kind of getting there now. So what I've done, this is all kind of very approximate as well. Don't forget that this is not like what's actually on the ground. It's not kind of precision, but it's more like an idea for the shapes. So the idea for the lawn is to mirror the path we've got here, so the lawn echoes that shape. So they're both there's a symmetry to the shape of the lawn. That gives enough space at the front for some screening plants, which will be growing up the fence. There's a post and rail fence, and we'll grow some screening plants across the fence as well, because you can see the space from the road. But because I pulled it back for that bed in the front, that means there is actually space for a Barbary at the front, which would be brilliant, which would be really lovely. And so if you're on the lawn, then you will get the scent of the Barbary in the spring, which would be great. I'm also putting in a winter flowering honeysuckle as well for Linicera fragrantissima, which is a kind of great shrub, and then a native dogwood, Cornus sanguinea, in there too, and that's going to be echoed in another part of the garden. There'll be some more dogwood, and I want to put in a Guelder rose. And it's so funny, like Guelder rose is dirt cheap, and they're used as hedging plants, but they're actually really beautiful specimen plants. They're beautiful shrubs in their own right, and they have amazing blossom, amazing foliage, and amazing berries, and they're really good wildlife plants. So I want to have one in there. I really do. The other one I want to have is witch hazel. I've never planted one before, but very keen to get one in there. And there's a possibility might be able to get a bench in up there as well. So there'll be witch hazel, and it'll be there'll be a scent there during the winter. I think it's the winter flowering. Not terribly sure, but yeah, beautiful scent apparently. And then a Saskatoon, Amelanchier alnifolia with cross, and that's a fruiting one. So, and then I really want to get that. That's beautiful flowers and edible berries too. So some sort of Saskatoon, not necessarily that one. So that will be kind of early flowering, and then the Guelder rose will be later. There'll be a range of interest. I'm not sure about where they all sit, but there'll be a range of interest. So with flower and with fruit for all of these, actually, all the way across: Saskatoon, witch hazel, Guelder rose, strawberry tree, dogwood, winter flowering honeysuckle, Barbary, they're all flowering and they're all got something going on. So they're all kind of, and they're all, I think they're all pretty much, yes, they are actually all, maybe not the winter flowering honeysuckle, but they're all good forest garden plants as well. So yeah, got to think about the positioning of some of them, but this is a good first draft. And the other one I really want to get into, so that's all the kind of structural stuff around the outside, and then it's coming onto the inside. It's getting in the shrubs, and it's tricky because you want to maintain the view. You don't want to be blocking the view across the valley, but you do want to block you want a bit of protection from the house, because you've got there's an ensuite here, and I want to protect the pergola and the ensuite just to put some screening in. And then likewise here from the lawn, later on, I don't know, I've been looking, I'll come on to this in a second. The next bit, once we've got the kind of main shrubs in at the back and the structural stuff, the next thing is to start looking at the actual beds themselves and putting in, I'm going to put a couple of shrubs in for these narrow beds here to stop people walking straight across, and to provide screening and to provide a bit of intrigue. So yeah, what I was going to say, yes, so this is a screening hedge here. Now what I wanted to do was looking for an evergreen 1.5 meter high hedge, and it's not your kind of standard stuff, and nothing prickly, and it's quite difficult. And I actually found one which I'm really excited about. Tarantum Myrtle, is that right? Tarantum Myrtle. Anyway, it's a subspecies of a common myrtle and Myrtus communis, and it's subspecies Tarantina, I think. Yeah. And we've got a bog myrtle here, which is Meris. Oh, what the hell is it? Bog myrtle. It's a close relative. And it's a native as well. Can't remember the bloody name of it. It's deciduous, so it wouldn't do there. Anyway, so this is lovely. It's a lovely plant. It's got flowers, it's evergreen. It will be slow growing, so it'll take a while to get to its full height, but it's just the right plant for that place, that hedge. And it's a small hedge as well, so it's not going to be excessively expensive on the old plant front. So that's really good. And then the other one I wanted was a chokeberry, Aronia Prunifolia, and there's one called Aron, and there's another one called Autumn Delight or something, both from Thompson Morgan. 1.5 meter high, so not too high, and kind of quite compact plants, and beautiful flowers, beautiful autumn foliage, and really tasty berries too. I need to check if it's self-fertile. I haven't done that. I need to check that. Otherwise there won't be any berries. So that's where I'm at the moment. So I'm much happier with the kind of general layout. I'm about to go and see the client now. Also, Tapestry Lawn. I have got some stuff for the Tapestry Lawn. I've made a load of notes before about it. I read Lionel's book. What his name is? I've got his book up there somewhere. And it's on the Roots and All podcast. Sarah Wilson did an interview with him, so that's worth checking out. And I've made a list of all the native plants. So this will be my first Tapestry Lawn. I'm very keen to get it done. Because it's all centered. It's about scent. It's centered around scent. The garden. I'm really keen to get some thyme, and there are lots of other ones as well in there, which I'm not 100% sure. Lady's bed straw. Oh, what the hell is it called? Gallium odorata. Ugh, can't remember the bloody name of it. The common name. Anyway, but there's lots of stuff which I think you can put in a Tapestry Lawn, which is scented. So when you walk on it and when you're on there, you get a scent from it as well, which is really exciting, which is brilliant. I'm totally looking forward to that. And then you can lie on it, and you can put a blanket on it, and you mow it and all the rest of it as well. It is more work to set up because it's not seed. You have to use plants, but I'm going to try and get plug plants from various native wildflower nurseries. So that'll be brilliant. So now the next thing for me then is to look for shrubs. So I'm going to look for shrubs, possibly evergreen shrubs. Hopefully something with scent as well, and a forest garden plant. And then my next job is to find shrubs for that situation. And then I'll start looking at herbaceous perennials. And as I was saying yesterday, I've did a spreadsheet for the Garden Wild project that it's a bit on the back burner. But it's brilliant. It's proved its weight in gold already because I've got a whole list of native wildflowers that have scent. So I can then, yarrow and hemp agrimony and all sorts of stuff. So it's brilliant. It's really, really good. And then herbs are the other thing as well that I want to be looking at. The ground, I'm not sure how good it's going to be for free draining. It's full sun, but I'm not sure don't think it's suitable for lavender because there's an awful lot of water comes down the hill. So in the winter, it could kill off a lot of the lavender and the kind of rosemary and things. Possibly, I'll have a look. Maybe amend the soil, put some gravel in a specific area. Possibly do that. But definitely going to have oregano in there, wild marjoram in there, or maybe a cultivar, something slightly smaller. So that's all really good. So that's all the next exciting part is to do the planting up the beds, designing the beds. And just one thing before I go is to look at this is Plants for Future. There's a database of they have a database of like they on their website, Plants for Future. Let me get their website up here so I don't have to type it again. They have a database which drives the whole site, and you can pay a nominal fee, and then you can get access to the database in spreadsheet form. When I was putting together the Forest Garden spreadsheet, this is what we used. Me and a chap called Ollie and people called Ollie and Chris, and this is the database that we used and adapted and copied and pasted from. But it is actually really, really handy to have this database here, because I want to search like evergreen shrubs, and you can search by height, and you can search by whether they're evergreen or not, and there's a load of stuff here which is pretty bloody brilliant. So I'm going to be looking at this later on as well, and yeah, it tells you whether it's scented or not. So fantastic bit of work. I don't want to share it because we paid for it, so and I don't think it's a thing to be shared publicly, but that is available. If you go to the Plants for Future website and you're really keen to get hold of the database in a different format, you can buy your own copy. So I totally recommend doing it if you do a lot of this forest garden useful plant stuff. There we go. I hope that's mildly interesting and useful. And then I'm going to go see the client now, and then I'm going to go and get on and plan out the beds with a whole load of shrubs and herbaceous perennials, native wildflowers for the win. Okay, thanks for watching. See you again soon. Cheers, bye. Oh, where's my outro? I've got an outro button. Cheers.